Hey, folks, it's Phil, the miniature model maker, coming to you again twice in one day. I'm excited to build it. It's a Sunday afternoon, and I have done all of my adulting, all the grocery shopping, all the responsible stuff. So I figured I would get in on another build. Plus, I'm seeing all the Japanese folks showing off their Phase 5 unboxings. I'm like, man, I really want to get in on that, but we have to wait. So we are going to be doing Phase 3. We have made it all the way through phases 1 and 2. So that's a total of 10 models. This box, Phase 3, has 5 models. The Gouf Flight Type being number 11, so the first in this series. And it was the special color, the bright Barbie pink, nuclear pink. I really like this model, and I really wanted to work on it one day. So I started, and then I realized, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to glue some of these parts, and it's really fiddly in some of these bits, so I had better wait. I don't want to be just coming through and all right, let's see if this works. There we are. There are bits for some of the other ones we've done, ready for reassembly. And 2, 3, 10. So in that box is an EXS, a high new, and another assault buster. Oh, and there's a little pink, couple little pink pieces in here. There are some very small and delicate pieces in this kit. Equivalent, I would say, to the Nightingale in their size and fiddliness. But as I was saying, I really wanted to get in on working on this, but because I had to glue, I couldn't do all of it on stream. So I was like, we're going to stop. So let's take a quick look at the sprues. It's 4 sprues, and goodness gracious, are they Chernobyl bright. So A, C, D, B just has these 2 little parts left, and A, C, and D. But looking at it, there are some, just like the Xeon units, there are some really nice big panels, and they've got good panel lining. Some of them are sculpted, some of them are not. So option for freehand, option to choose not to. But again, this is 23, 33, 32 little itty bitty teeny tiny thrusters everywhere. The head is kind of delicate. These are going to be delicate. I can see those being something of a problem. And then the little wings, the stabilizers and stuff, they've got nice panel lines, really nice clean lines on them. And then 82, that goes on the foot. But yeah, this is one that I was really sad came in the special color, because I'm going to want to get this one painted up on the tabletop, and definitely going to lose any collector's value that it may have. But that being the case, it is what it is. These are models to be built, painted, and enjoyed, and collected by the collectors. Hopefully the collectors out there got what they wanted, and if not, I'm sorry. But let's go ahead and separate all these things out. So we've got 38, 39. There's arm, 37. Nope. 37. 36. And 37. I think both of these are the same, but we're going to hold off until the end. Those little tiny bits are the connectors to the body. So there may be a special way. Now that I don't know what the part number is, we're going to go through and look at it carefully. Okay, so that's done. And the next arm, fairly easy here. I feel like I'm playing a game of operation while doing this. And then arm and arm. And that up there. And we're getting into the shield and the gun. This is where we've got a whole lot of parts. There. There. And there. I think. Maybe, maybe not. We will see. And then our barrel. Okay, and then this, the ammo container, is one of the fiddly parts that we have to be careful with and that will be glued. And that's part 55. That is not you. Let's separate this out. And then we have the leg. And a thruster front, thruster front, thruster rear, thruster rear, guide there, that, 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 and that. So looking at the foot assembly is one where you've really got to be paying attention to the order of operations from which goes in what. So we're going to go over that carefully, but let's go ahead and get started with the left arm. And thankfully, this isn't one that needs to be glued. So we can just put parts 36 and 37 together. And fits nicely. I may have done a little bit of nub sanding already. Maybe not. I can't remember. And then, gosh, I'm sorry. That's bright. I wonder if changing the color. Oop, that's the intensity. Okay. If I turn these off. Will this change it all? No, no, it won't. It's simply the light and how it is. Ironically, it's almost as bright on the camera as it is in real life. But we have here a another nub that could be a potential C-clip. And these are not the right pieces, so let's find the correct piece for the correct arm, and here we go. Here we are, there we are, there we are, and there we go. And you are the left arm. Are you the left arm? And this is why, folks, we take things on and off the sprue in order. Okay. And that fits in there. Is there a difference? All right, I see no visual difference. However, there is a difference in the part. So we want our hand facing out. And on this one, you can see the rod where the arm attaches is on this side. However, if you put the arm in, it should be on this side. So this is the left shoulder for the other arm that we're building. And now we've got this and this. So looking at it here, okay, our post, our peg is there. And just do our confirmation fit. Yes, there we are. It fits. Fits nicely. Now, let's look at our connection peg here. So there's a small bit. There's a flat side right here. And then, without sending this across the room, thankfully it's bright pink, so we'll be able to see it. There is nothing else. So if you're looking at the inside of this socket, it's flat on this and round here. So that's how we can tell which one goes where. We want to have the flat side facing us. And that's what goes in the arm, like so. And exactly like I just did it, because you know that's how it's going to happen. Okay. Gently, gently, gently. I can't believe I got this in earlier. There. And that's a nice smooth fit. So if we have the thumb facing upwards, the peg goes slightly, maybe 45-degree angle, because it sits on the body kind of outward. And then we take our shoulder piece, plop it in and see how that fits. Now here is a perfect opportunity for a C-clamp. All you would need to do is just cut out this front portion there, plop, and in it goes. fits really well. And there we are. If I can just get the things aligned here. There we are. Bingo. The right arm is done. Anything to be concerned about? Yeah, this area in here is not fitting particularly well, and that's a gap, and that's going to be potentially problematic to clean. But this is a decent sized space in here and here, so a good quality scraper should, quote, should do you all right. And the same on the arms here. They're nice flat panels all the way through. Even here, that's still pretty good relative to some of the other. So easy, fairly easy cleaning. I'd give that a 8 out of 10 for ease of cleaning. Now let's put this arm together. And again, the flat side goes facing the thumb, goes out, and in it goes. And again, it fits right in. Fits in so well that it falls off when I hold it. And don't let the kit fool you. These arms are the easiest part of the entire build. Okay, got that done. Now on to the shield. So here's this. Now we're going to do this assembly. Got this part here in that orientation. We got this on that side and this on the other side. So now let's look at how they orient. This bar goes in the back. So this piece is 51 and this is 52. And in it goes. Now we may have some modification to be doing here. It says it fits through, but I'm skeptical. Here in the back. Okay. Let's put you on. Okay. So 52, because of this little extra piece on that side, is a little bit easier to put in first. And then you can put 53 in. And they should just fit there. Cleaning wise, this one's going to be a bit tricky. Down in these spaces here, definitely spend your time on those, but not terrible. Okay, now so I have I have already glued parts 55 and 56 together. That was hard enough. It's a vertical slat instead of a peg, and it didn't stay on very well. So I just put some glue on it. And this piece, let's look at that. Goes on the back here. The ammo clip, there is a cutout on this side for it. And we're going to put glue on it now. Now let me go ahead first, make sure it's properly prepared. So I watched Dad Life Gunplay's little short video, and he's got some catchy Spanish language music on his video. And that little stuck in my head. Sounds kind of like Pitbull or one of those Miami, possibly Puerto Rican artists. But yeah, high tempo dance music that's really catchy, and now it's in my head, so you'll probably hear me whistling it. I'll try not to. And first, as we always do, let's check this side. Man, so I saw right before I started doing this, I saw somebody do a little short, not a short, but like a 5 or 10 minute informational video on the new Gundam Assemble card plus miniature special edition release packs. Oh boy, that's comes with a tall geese and another Zaku. I don't want to have to buy cards to get minis. I just want the minis. Bandai, please, if you see this, please just send me the minis to do on my channel. And then once the rules for the tabletop game come out, feel free to send those my way too. Okay, and this. Because we're gluing, we're taking our time to get this piece prepped. That's why this is probably going to be part 1, because it's already 4:15 and I'm going to have to start dinner in a little while. I'm sorry, I know I'm whistling that song and you can hear it. Maybe I should put a different video on in the background to kind of get something else in my head. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder where you are. It's hard to sing hunched over this desk like I am. Okay. Ooh, what are you? You are a mold line and a sprue connection. So let's give you a touch of the sandpaper. But you're actually the better tool. Scraping is the better tool for mold lines. All right. There we go. And now we do our initial assembly, which has what? Let's orient this properly. Like this. Okay. And the ammo container goes. Okay, so the belt has to go around the back of this brace like that. So if you're holding the ammo belt flat, it goes in like so. And then we give it a good amount of glue. Let it sit for a minute. This is a nice round piece, which makes glue splooges easy to clean. It's actually about 1 millimeter across, and yeah, that's good. And you can always scribe down into it if you want to make it look like a proper panel line, which could be kind of cool. And there we go. Now that's not going to cause us any more trouble. I just need to give the belt a touch of paper. Spare the belt, spoil the mini. That's been done. All right, so that part is taken care of. Now we can go back and take a look at the shield assembly while this is drawing. Let's go ahead and hit that. It's got panel lines up and down the side, but thankfully it's the side, which means we have a nice long flat surface to sand. However, if it's going that way, it means we also have them on the handle. So be careful. This is a delicate piece. Just gently sand it away. And don't just keep your sandpaper in one place. Work around the whole thing so you end up with an even abrasion and not flat surfaces or weirdness. All right. grab the scraper for that. So I'm thinking on this guy, its name is going to be the Warthog, and it's going to be painted up in the A10 Thunderbolt 2 quote-unquote Warthog color scheme. I just have to figure out which one will go best with the rest of the Xeon units. Probably the green and brown. But a desert scheme might be kind of cool too. The A10 did do a lot of work in the desert theaters when it was deployed, or arid environments such as Central Asia. That's been one of my favorite aircraft since I was a little kid. There was a Cobra, back when the original G.I. Joe toys were out. It was a blue A10 Warthog, and I had no idea it was an A10. I was a kid, 8 or 9, about that time, maybe 10. I just thought that airplane looked really, really cool. Those big, huge wings and those giant engines in the back, and that monstrous gun sticking out the front. And ever since then, when we went to air shows and things, I would always make sure to go see the A10s anytime there was one there. My father was an air traffic controller in the Marine Corps for a while and loved to take us to air shows in various places. He is since passed, so don't bother trying to look him up. Besides, there are a lot of air traffic controllers in the Marine Corps between now and then. This piece is being tricky. It's being rough. Not playing cricket. Come on, buddy. Let's just smooth out here. Here we are. And on round surfaces like this, go at an angle and go from the other angle. Don't go straight back and forth. Same thing like with sanding. You want to be evenly abrading the surface. And change angles, because there will be differential pressure, always is. And then just give it a light sanding to kind of even things out. Okay. That's almost good enough for glue. There are a couple round injection marks here. So we'll just scrape them down. If I'm talking about mold lines and injection marks and things like that, don't get me wrong. I'm not criticizing or critiquing or speaking ill of the kit. These are things that are unavoidable with injection molding plastic. All you can do is make sure that they're put in places that are least likely to be seen or least likely to be disruptive. And Bandai have done just that. Absolutely done that. However, here is not going to be covered up by a weapon or an ammo case, where these areas are, and they're also fairly inaccessible. But I want to bring up a really cool point here once I get done with these two to counterpoint what I was just saying about these these injection problems. They've even molded the knife blade in this. And they could have just done one piece. Maybe. But they didn't. 1, 2, 3. They molded it around where the ammo is going to be. So it looks just like the blade should be. Which now makes me kind of sad that I'm not going to glue this in. Oh. Oh boy. Decision time. I will think about that while I assemble this. Okay, so our little friend here has an extra little slot for a piece. Just like the past kits, that's there to keep it oriented, keep it in the proper orientation, facing the correct way. And man, this is going to be glued because that barrel was actually surprisingly difficult to get out. Mm-hmm. 4:30. Okay. So it's almost 4 minutes. I'm going to go at 1 hour today. Maybe this will be a little preview of what the 60-minute mission videos are going to be kind of like. But they're going to be more detailing, more of this fiddly work. And I'm just hoping that by that time, I'll have a camera that can show the level of work I'm doing. But, I mean, this is really, truthfully, a really good part. Now, where is my X-Acto? There it is. Remember, everybody, the right tool for the job. And yes, I may scratch my finger doing this. But I've got plenty of calluses. Here we go. I don't know what started the whole thing of people in YouTube comments saying something, oh, you're cutting towards yourself, or you're using organic solvents and aren't wearing full PPE. Like, yeah, I know. Do you have to? Is it the typical cover your butt type thing, where if you don't make a full disclaimer for everything, and the state of California has found that the air you're breathing causes cancer, type that you are not being a responsible netizen, responsible video maker, responsible streamer, are not warning viewers that there's a warning label on the thing that they're buying saying use in a well ventilated area. I don't get it. Call me old fashioned. But if I'm using a product that has a warning label on it, and somebody else is using a product that has the same product with that warning label, one might assume that they're canny enough to read that warning label and abide by the warning. But no, I'm not using any solvent. Actually, I am. The glue I have in here is an organic solvent, and if I left it open, there would be fumes. But I'm not, primarily because I don't want it evaporating, and two, the bigger reason is I don't want to accidentally spill it all over this kit. I've spilt glue more often than I've spilt Nuln Oil, and that's a meme over in the 40K community. Who hasn't spilt their Nuln Oil before? Who hasn't spilt their pot of paint? I've spilt more Tamiya extra thin cement on my desk, as you can see, than I care to admit. Mostly because I'm a bonehead and don't always completely close the top, and then I pick it up by the top and it spills over. And I hear, yeah, how's this for irony? It says close tightly after each use. After what did I just say? Warning labels on things and people being canny enough to abide by the warnings and instructions on labels? I'm going to go lick some lead paint and drink from the garden hose again. I'll be back in 10 minutes. All right. Almost there, folks. Almost there. Okay. Now, which orientation do you go in? You go this way. Here we are. And let's give it a little touch. Sometimes this blade scrapes better than the other one. I can certainly be a little bit more gentle with it. And now, there, and there, and you soaked through. Good. There. And then we put our barrel cap on. This is a flat side to the flat side on there. However, we are going to file that down. Always close tightly after each use. Speaking of cements, various adhesives and things, I had to go get some new air filters for my heating unit, my HVAC system. And Home Depot's website had a black ABS cement, but they didn't have it in the store. I was so bummed. The only thing they had for ABS was a clear general purpose cement, which I'm like, no way, dude. Okay, that's snug, but we're going to do one more thing to make sure it's even more snug, and that's give these edges a quick file and scrape. Just a touch. Nothing crazy. And then lightly, to avoid melting the plastic too far. There we go. There we are. And we're going to give it just a little bit more. Okay. And then this goes here. That's where the bar on the rod is. And it's going to get a touch of glue. And pushed in. Here we go. We're also going to sand this down a little bit. And, hold on. Inspection time. That's not great. So there is a little, looks like an almost laser sight thing, but is surrounded by some pretty righteous soft molding. So let's see if we can fix that before we glue our gun barrel on. because I want my warthog sitting pretty. Maybe I should, as a cheeky joke, paint the GM Thunderbolt version as one of the other 810 Thunderbolt schemes. It would be a traitor to the cause. And just for the record, I do play Chaos, or I do collect. I don't really play them anymore. Chaos Space Marines, so I'm a fan of traitors to causes. I'm also a fan of irony, that I would do the Thunderbolt, the GM, up in a fancy way and not just do it to get it done. Okay, well that's as good as it's going to get. It's a little bitty, itty bitty, teeny tiny detail that could very well just be smoothed down. But you know, our theme in this channel, no detail is too small to completely ignore. All right, and now before we put that on, yeah, that'll be easy enough. Okay, so we're going to put a little touch of glue in there and on there, and let her rip. Pow, look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely lovely. Now let's go ahead and close our glue. Go back to this step. Here, 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 and here. Get plugged in, and they are going to stay and play nice. And this now feeds in which way? The ammo is to the inside. All right, so there's this longer and shorter, the long and thin, short and square, long and thin. And we're not gluing this in yet. So we can get this back out and also do work on the underneath of the shield. However, our gun shield is now operational. Our battle arm is fully operational, Lord Vader. You may fire when ready. And I hope I'm not taking off a little tiny detail. Here we go. Okay. And the arm it attaches to is this one. There are 2 pegs here, 2 pegs up in here that go plop, just like that. How beautiful is that? That is one crazy gun arm. I love it. I love it. And that is 55 minutes. I say that's good enough for tonight because I got to go make some food. However, I really want to put these parts together. Maybe I'll just do some cleaning up on this off stream. Cool. So thank you. Excuse me, I'm getting hiccups for watching this abbreviated version, this 60-minute mission, pre 60-minute missions, where we assembled the left and right arms, the shield and gun assembly for Gundam Artifact Phase 3, Model 11, Gouf Flight Type. And remember, this is a hobby. If it doesn't bring you joy, don't do it. Be good to yourselves. Bye bye.